Hello everyone. I hope you guys are having a great day. So for today's video, we are going to be playing Rapid. Um, for the fact that I don't have time to annotate for my games. So okay, okay. So we have D4. Very unfortunately, I cannot. What do we play here? I think we are going to play. Let me see what I'm deciding to play. Okay, we have knight to f3. So recently, I've been exploring quite a bit of openings. However, for this game at least, this guy is playing d4 and knight f3. So, I don't know. I think I'm gonna play e6. And if he plays c4 here, which he does, I am going to be playing the Queen's Indian. I recently I've been getting, I don't know. I've been exploring and looking quite a bit on different openings. And Queen Sitting is definitely one of them because against D4, I usually tend to play the Semislav, but I think that playing it online is quite boring to be honest. So I usually don't do so anymore. And plus, playing Semislav just gets into quite a wait. I think actually wait Queen C2. Am I supposed to play D5? Oh, I think I already messed up a little bit here. Yeah. This guy apparently only plays rapid and classical. I think Queen C2, I'm supposed to play D5 there. Okay. We'll see how it goes. So this is probably one of my very first games playing the Queen's Indian. So I am still very much new to this opening, but I think this is definitely going to be an interesting addition to my repertoire. So okay, I think Bishop F4. I really want to play Knight BD7, but that runs to Knight C5, which is pretty bad. So I think Bishop F4. I want to play Knight A6 too, but then Knight C5 still comes, and actually no, Knight B5 just play C6, right? Let's play Knight A6. Again, this is all about playing and exploring, so we're going to explore as much as we possibly can. Okay, it takes, which I don't think it's too good. I mean, uh, the main reason it's not good because it allows our knight to get it back into the game for no reason. Although it leaves us with an IQP. Okay, Rook C8. I think Queen D2 is probably going to be play, but I don't think that's a big concern for us. Because Queen D2, well, we're still protected by two minor pieces. So I think we are okay. And if Queen D2, we also have Knight to E4, double attacking. And if the knight trades, our bishop gets into a much nicer square. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, Knight D4. Very interesting choice. Knight D4. So now we can actually go Knight CE4, right? Then is he looking at Knight to F5? That could be an option. But we actually have Bishop C5 here, which is pretty nice. Well, actually, do we? Yeah. If Knight takes E4, we take this and we win the Queen. I think I am going to play Knight C to E4. I'm going to open this tab really quick because I still want to check just to make sure. But this is definitely getting quite interesting. Okay, we have queen to d3. So now we can take and weaken the pawn structure. That's one thing we can do. Uh, Actually, I think that's nice, right? Because if we take, we can just uh re we can just replace it with another knight on e4, and if white is forced to trade the bishop, I don't know. Actually, it takes queen c2. I think queen e8 is probably a move here, right? Yeah. Well, no, now there's knight f5. Well, knight f5, bishop c5, knight d6 takes. Okay, this is not so clear. Knight, I think allowing knight to f5 was definitely not very good from us. Takes, knight e4, takes 6, queen c2. Ooh, bishop f6 runs into knight e6. So, I don't know about that. Mm. Oh, no, wait a second. Oh, wait, no. There's no knight anymore. Queen e8, knight f5. We could play bishop f6, knight e6, and sack in exchange. No, I don't think that's good either. I don't think that's good either. Um, if we play bishop c5, rook ac1. Okay, I think we are going to take, but we're not going to play knight e4. I think we are going to play bishop c5. The lines with the lines of involving opening this file and knight f5 is very very hard for black to play, so I might not want to do that. Hmm. Okay, bishop to g5. We can definitely kick this. This is very odd because by going here is pretty much means that he's going to take it, because otherwise he has to retreat to f4. He can't retreat to h4 because we have g5 trapping the bishop. Okay, that would waste a move. So we can just thank our opponent for giving us a free tempo. Now queen e7 again is tempting, but it runs into knight f5. Um, knight f5, queen e6. No, the knight is protected, which is a problem. Knight e4. This bishop e5, but in here we have queen e7. So I think we're going to play knight e4 here. Because if you look, right, it was the same calculation that I had before, except that now the bishop is on c5. So I had more room to work with the queen. I'll go to f6. I don't have to go to e8. And knight f5 does not threaten the bishop anymore. So although he can actually play now, I'm probably wasting a move here by allowing f3, but I don't know. We'll see. F3 we might take because he has to take with the pawn. But then I c3, rook to c1, and not not great. Okay, he's going rook c1 right away. Rook c1 right away. Now, knight d6 is definitely an option, I think. I don't want to put the rook on e8 just yet. I think queen f6, if f3, we go knight d6. And if takes knight to f5, we're going to play this. And trades is fine. There's no such thing as taking on d5. Yes, I think I'm going to play queen f6. Or f3, we can even play knight g5. We don't even have to play knight d6. Oh wait, there's no knight f5 anymore. That's true. Okay. Did we play rook fda or rook fe8? This is still a, quite a big question for me right now. But I think we're going to play rook fe8. Knight b5 might be coming. Knight b5 a6. Okay, he plays f3. Okay, then now rook fe8 justified. Makes a lot of sense. Knight d6, bishop f2, right? I'm assuming. Yeah. So let's go knight d6. Bishop f2, knight c4. I think we're okay. This e4, but e4 isn't that scary. a4 we can just, yeah, he's going there. So let's go knight c4. Let's see if he really wants to go e4. No, he doesn't. Um, Instead he's going there. So we can take, because takes puts the king on f2, which is very awkward. And I think we should make the king somewhat awkward, right? Okay. That makes sense. Actually, wait. Did we blunder a tactic here? Knight b2 could have won a pawn, but oh yeah, knight d. No, queen d2. But that's still better. But that still allows us to do a lot of things instead of this. Now, what do we want to do? I think we're going to start stacking the rooks, I guess. I don't really. Oh, I had knight a5 here. Knight a5 winning the pawn. I think I missed that. Although knight d4 stops everything, so okay, this is not really a bad miss by me. Because I think now the knight rerouting, putting the knight back to d4 is pretty good. Right, but right now it runs into rook e3, so maybe not the best. Okay, he wants to trade queens. And we will politely deny that. Decline the trade. Queen e7 to queen e6. I think queen e6 is good. Although I don't want any of this though. Because our bishop is going to be the permanent defender. It's going to be like a permanent defender of d5, so I don't really care about defending d5 at the moment. And I don't think stacking here is that good either. This is just a flexible move that I was making. Also, queen c7 might allow some queen c5 stuff. Okay, he goes there. So now let's play knight a5, trying to look at knight b3. Now queen c5 might be good. Okay, rook b1, stopping the threat. Pretty reasonable. Uh, let's play Queen C5. We're trying to. We are able to induce the weaknesses here, so now it's finally time for us to actually use these weaknesses and start gaining some material. Knight b4. Rook c3 f4, right? Well, I don't really care that much, to be honest. I already said it, but it doesn't matter if I lose his pawn because I'm gonna lose it either way. So I'm just going to take it. You can take on with the knight or with the bishop, doesn't really matter. Take it with the bishop. Um, I guess I'm taking it back. Now the question is, where do I want to? Let's go rook a2. Now we're once again we're down quite a bit on time, but this is definitely not an easy game. 5 c4 c3 rook c2 knight d5. It's trying to be it's trying to be annoying here. d4 d2. It's really trying to be annoying. Let's go here because see somehow. Okay. It's a still pretty complex endgame, so I'm not really sure if I can actually win. Let's go here. E4. I mean, I know I'm winning here, but I just need to figure out an actual way to. Oh no, that's a bad. Not exactly like bad, but. Let's go here. Yeah, the two pass pawn will do its own work, so I'm good in that regard. Okay, we get the win. All right. Very nice win from us. Oof, that was really close. Okay, let's take a look. I think that was very instructive because I mean, again, this is something we're still very new. I was planning to play c5 here, right, and then if d5 at b5, and then all that this kind of shenanigans, but I decided not to go for it. Let's take a computer analysis. So knight f3, a pretty flexible move, right? But the thing is, it allows it to actually play the Queen's Indian. Most of the time, whenever I play, if I want to play this, I have to go to Nimzo Indian, which I don't like the Nimzo Indian personally, so I don't want to go into it. And I was really wondering what happened if our opponent play c4, because here, I guess, technically speaking, we can go back to a mainline semi-slot. But well, I don't know. We might also play. I might also play the accelerated king queen's Indian, which involved this. And there are some ways, as you look at the engine, there are some ways to counter this, and it's not as good as a traditional queen's Indian. But I do think that this allows us to do quite a bit of things. Yeah, now this is fine. Now this is equal. And here, yeah, I'm supposed to play c5 here. I mean, take 6. You don't take with this because of this. So you go back, e4, and now this is equal. This is why queen c2 is not as good. Because I know I faced this myself when I still played the knight f3 move order. Because b3, I know this is the absolute best move. And after this and this, and now the game goes on. Because how it works is that you force the bishop to go to d2, and then you can either play bishop back to e7, which I might just play that, or a5. But usually you go back here, and then now you ask the bishop, well, you play b3, but you don't fianchetto your bishop. But, well, I didn't know, so I played bishop b7, which is not bad. No, of course, it's not bad by any means. So in the opening, it just basically allows white to have an extra tempo on going queen c2. So let's see. Okay, here d5 is bad. Okay, not that bad, I guess. Knight h5. Knight a6 is okay. I know I had a feeling that knight a6 was okay because a6 is not good, and I don't want to play c6 immediately, and knight bd7 is somewhat annoying. Yeah, it runs into knight e5, which is very hard, already very unpleasant for black to play. So, I mean, even here, it wants. After this, it wants knight h5, which is a little bit absurd. So I'm not gonna play it. So knight a6 is a pretty logical move. And then here, yeah. So c6 here, c5 is not good because white can't prepare everything to attack d5 before taking on c5. But white, our opponent rushes, which allows us to actually neutralize. Knight d4 is not good. Okay, that's interesting. Here, queen d3. So knight c3 was correct. I mean, this has to be correct because what we essentially does is we are weakening, or in other words, ruining white's pawn structure on the queen side, and our pawn structure is still intact. So knight e4 here was best, but I didn't play it. So here's my thought process, right? I thought after this, and queen c2, I was afraid of this. But apparently I missed I could just go queen d7 and prevent knight f6, knight e6. I thought about this, which of course is not good, because it's a fork, royal fork. And queen e8 runs into knight f5, which also not great, because if I move it here, now knight d6 coming, and our rook is trapped. So, nope. But I missed I could just go queen d7, and I'm guarding everything, every single one of these squares. And white has no good discoveries, which is like, well, I probably will see it if I had more time to think. But this is a rapid 10-0 game, so I had to do what I do. So I play bishop c5, which is allows me to still play solid, and it's an easy move to play. Right now, there's none of this anymore, and knight f5 doesn't do anything. So you look at this, bishop g5. Well, now it's like, why bishop f4? So now we play the same line, right? We play now. If this happens, we have actually here is a blunder even. So let's say, yeah, there's no queen c2. Let's say queen b5. Now we can play queen f6, which is still better for black. So we'll c1, queen f6, Got b8, f3. Oh, I missed this. Oh, this is such a nice tactic. Rook takes e3. Wow, what a nice tactic. What about this? Take. Oh, our rook is protected, and we take this, and boom, this is winning. Oh, I miss knight takes c3. This is why I'm not good at tactics. I somehow I can't spot this. This is so. I mean, I guess my move is not that bad. It's still better for black, but I don't know if how am I feeling about this. But let's put that aside. Let's just say that none of that tactic actually happened. So knight c4, knight c2. Yeah, here I had a feeling that knight b2 is also pretty good. Knight b2 forces this. Most likely our opponent will go queen d2. But bishop f2 is still good enough. So knight e5, queen b5. Okay, no. Oh, here we can take. That's so nice. There are so many tactics here. So rook t7 is somewhat bad because it doesn't actually. Because once again, stacking the rooks here actually doesn't do anything. So, and yeah, but queen d4, queen e7. I want to decline the trade because I want to keep pieces on the board. I mean, trading is definitely not good. That's just equal. So yeah, queen e6 or queen e7. That was between my two choices. I didn't want to play queen e6 because I don't want to and have to avoid knight d4. Because I wanted to avoid knight d4 in the future, so I would play queen e7, and now knight e5, and whoa, come on, it's not that bad of a blunder, okay? Rook c4, queen d2. Okay, now queen c5. Still pretty inaccurate, but we get the. Oh wait, our bishop is protected. We could just play d4. Oh, come on. Yay. Now knight c5 is so good. Wow. Okay. But so now instead of that, we basically waste a lot of moves. It's not a lot, but quite a bit. Here, I think if rook fd1, yeah, king f8. His king f8 is fine. It's no, because once again, there's no good discoveries due to the fact that you can just take the rook, so your rook isn't really hanging, and we have a clean pawn. Well, not even clean pawn. We're up two passed pawns on the queen side. So yeah, so this is bad because it allows b5. I was thinking on how to push a5 b5, and it was very hard to do until he did that. So he had to move this rook, and then now I have to actually think. Because pushing b5 here allows knight c6, and yeah, let's say a6 is bad here too. Then I'm supposed to play this. Yeah, this is probably much harder for me to win. So I'm still gonna win. I'm still gonna win, but with it because I have two pass pawns. But I might flag. So, but rook bc1 makes it very easy. Knight 3 takes 6, inaccuracy, whatever. Now this is pretty simple. The rule of thumb that when you have two pass pawn, just make sure that your rook protects one and the other and you push the other first. The other always go first. So h4, king 7, and there was a free pawn because he cannot capture this. So boom, pretty straightforward. And now I go back. I thought here was somehow drawn, but no, it's not because well, it can't be. It just can't. It takes. Now it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty free because yeah. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. Yeah, this is just a winning end game. So rook c7, rook c1, just basically trying to flag me. Doesn't work. Now you see, I just sap very slowly. Boom. And now it's an easy win. You just got capture all the pawn, making sure no giving our opponent no winning chances. So in case, just in case we flag, we still get a draw. Okay, so I think that was a very instructive Queen's Indian game. This is again, I am still exploring new openings. I feel like playing new openings give me a lot of new insights, and I hope you guys enjoy. And see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.